Okay, I have a short but very good video for you guys who are looking for not necessarily taking the long-term improvement route, but you want shortcuts for fast elo, okay? And this is a video where I'm going to give you shortcuts for fast elo. Most of my videos are more like how to improve your gameplay long-term, but today we're just going to take the cheap and dirty way, okay? So two things you need to do to instantly improve and climb in solo queue, in my opinion, is one, you need to fix your champion pool, okay? The difference between the best ADCs right now and the worst ADCs is enormous. It is like that every season, but I think for this season in particular, or at least this patch in particular, the difference is ginormous. Like if you've played ADC, and you've played your favorite ADC, let's say you play Caitlyn, and then your support's running it down, you have nowhere to come back in the game, and you're jailed in the game for 20 minutes, you lose. That is a common experience for the lower tier ADCs because they have no agency over the game, right? So the ADCs you need to be playing right now for actual freelo are Jhin, Jinx, and Twitch. And I'll explain after I give you my second tip, which is make sure your flash play has high value. Every single flash play needs to have high value because ADC has the lowest agency in the game, in the early game, we'll say the first 15 to 20 minutes, right? So your flash needs to be used in a way to help your team. Now, what does that look like? The most common pattern to win early game with your flash is pushing lane, then baiting the enemy jungle or mid to roam to your lane, and then wasting their time by making them gank and then you flash and you escape. Okay. The other way is they dive you when you have sums and you flash and outplay and you pick up a bunch of kills and you win the game that way. Okay. And what this does is it allows you to outplay the enemy's macro play. Their jungle is making team-wide decisions for the team. You outplay their jungle, and then your jungle is able to either counter gank your lane or trade on the other side of the map, either by stealing camps or ganking top or ganking mid. And when your jungle successfully ganks another lane and you successfully outplay the enemy jungle, you have created jungle gap just by yourself. And that is ADC agency in the early game, okay? Besides dodging enemy support skill shots to create support gap. But, you know, you get the idea, okay? So your flash play is extremely important. Now that I've given you those two tips, let's go into it. Let me explain why I think you should be playing these three champions, and we'll go a little bit more in depth into flash ideas, okay? So the first champ you need to be playing is Jhin, okay? Your blind pick, your first pick, your team wants you to pick first. You don't know anything about the enemy team composition. You don't know anything about your team composition. You need to pick Jhin, okay? The reason being is because he's extremely safe first pick. No matter what happens, you can always build static rapid fire and one-shot the wave very safely, follow up on teammates' play with W and R. Always useful, even if you're 0 and 30, because you can W follow up on a teammate, okay? And this is really important because not only are you useful in the early game because you can help these jungle skirmishes, you're useful in the mid game because you one-shot the wave with this static build. If you choose to do this static build, which you should, if you don't know anything about Jhin builds, just default to static rapid fire into LDR-IE. You're also useful late game. This is the kicker because, you know, how can you be good early, mid, and late game? The champion's broken, right? And how are you good late game? Well, actually, you pivot from this Omega wave clear cannon minion style into big crit damage by building LDR or Mortal and then Infinity Edge. And then you actually have backline threat and you also have frontline threat. You can pressure the frontline with 4 items. You can pressure the backline with 4 items. And you are strong throughout the entire game. And that's why Jhin is the most picked ADC with the highest win rate. It's a little bit disturbing. We can see here that he has the highest pick rate. He has a modest ban rate, but he also has like the highest win rate besides Misfortune. And if you're wondering why I haven't recommended Misfortune, it's because Misfortune is good right now. Very good. Go Bloodthirster first. Very hard to deal with for the enemy team. But the issue is that it's getting nerfed next patch. So depending on when you're watching this video, this champion may or may not be in meta, but the 3 champions I mentioned are being untouched for the foreseeable future until after Worlds. Okay, Jhin Giga broken. You must learn to default Jhin. Now, why would I recommend the other champions? So if you can't play Jhin, or the enemy team picks Jhin, or you have a good lane for it, you should pick Jinx. Okay. Now, why am I recommending Jinx? Isn't Jinx not that great? She got nerfed a bunch of times, and she doesn't seem like she does a lot of damage. Kraken got nerfed. That's her main build is Kraken PD. Kraken got nerfed. Bork was another surfacing alternative build to Kraken. That got nerfed, right? Everything's getting nerfed. Why play Jinx? And the reason you play Jinx is because she can abuse the Collector Opportunity LDR IE build. If you have been following this channel, you know that I have been playing this champion, and the damage is unbelievable for the amount of skill you need to pilot this champion. Okay, let me repeat. The skill to reward ratio is low skill, maximum reward. And that's exactly what you want from a champion in solo queue. Is you don't have to be very good at it, but you can do a lot with it. Okay, Jhin, we'll say, is like medium skill, max reward, because you do have to land your W, you do have to land your ultis, right? Jinx, man, you can turn off your brain, use rockets only, W the closest guy, ulti when they're half out. That's it. That's the entire plan. And when you get a reset, you just run people down. Okay, straight up all in when you get a reset. And the gameplay does change a little bit after 3-4 items, especially 4 items. You can actually just YOLO rocket the back line. You just one-shot them. Unironically, 2 hits, they're dead. 2 hits, 3 hits, they're dead. Okay, so you should be playing Jinx. I should have like clips on the screen here showing Jinx's unbelievable damage. Is disturbing. Okay, you need to learn how to play this Jinx so that you can actually carry games through damage. Right, this is definitely one of the champions you need to learn how to play. It is unbelievably broken, and it's getting buffed next patch. If you don't believe me, you gotta try it out yourself. Okay, and the third champion pick I have for you for Omega Temp Elo is a little bit disgusting. It's Twitch. Why? Because when they pick Jinx, you just win for free when you pick Twitch. How does this work? I mean, Jinx at 1 to 6 items dies to Twitch at 1 to 6 items. Pop out of stealth, exhaust, and then you literally just auto attack her 5-6 times for 6-stack expunge into PTA, and you actually just one rotation. Okay. Now Twitch is also, you guys might be surprised why I'm recommending Twitch, because Twitch also had the issue of all his builds got nerfed. Kraken got nerfed, Bork got nerfed, Runon sucks, his Zeal items suck. We can't build IE because when you build IE it feels bad. It's all garbage. Okay, but he's OP secretly right now because of the exact Jinx build that was found in Korea, the Collector Opportunity LDR IE build. It's actually so insane. If you don't believe me, take a look at some of these clips I should be throwing on the screen for you guys. I mean, it's just absolutely disgusting. Okay, and I would recommend you to do Collector Opportunity LDR IE, and then you can consider Runons. I think Runons before IE, it really didn't feel that great. Probably still fine, but I would go IE. I mean, I'm literally winning so hard I can't even get to the IE part because they just lose the game. Okay, so these 3 champions, I promise you, if this is your main champion rotation pool, you will win way more games than whatever you're doing right now. Okay, even if you're like one-tricking Caitlyn or Samira or whatever. To put in perspective, this Caitlyn champ is actually horrendous. If my life depended on winning with Caitlyn as first pick, I am dead. Okay, if my life depended on winning with Jhin first pick, I'm chilling. Like the difference in champion power is enormous right now. It doesn't matter how much time and effort and skilled you are at the champion because the reward is too low. Okay, you want piss effort for max reward. These 3 champs, call it a day. Okay, Jhin, Jinx, Twitch. I promise you, you will literally gain at least 300 temp elo just by this alone. Okay, if you don't know the builds for Jhin are just straight up static rapid fire LDR, and we are just doing IE after, and then after that you just finish your 100% crit. You can sell static for BT, anything like that, and then you take Fleet Fork, Presence, Bloodline, Coup. You could do cut down as well, and then you take the biscuits, inspiration, and cosmic insight and inspiration tree. Okay, you can also take cashback. I need to experiment with some cashback. You can take cashback biscuits, but basically you're just taking biscuits in lane. If you need the mana restoration, it's like a push versus push lane, range versus range matchup, whatever. If you like the biscuits, take the biscuits. Otherwise, take the cashback, or you can drop the cosmic insight. All good. Okay. And this is your default build. If you don't need the static one-shot wave clear, one-shot the wave clear build, you don't like static rapid, you hate it for some reason, you should just do collector, opportunity, LDR, IE. Okay, and I would only recommend Mortal for all these builds. Only Mortal when they have like the most omega disgusting healing. The 10 AD difference between LDR and Mortal is actually relevant. I promise you. The Mortal Reminder is a little bit overhyped on Reddit or Twitter or whatever, okay? 10 AD is still relevant, but if they have like 5 healing champions, you should probably just buy Mortal, okay? Let's look at the Jinx build next, but I'm sure you guys already know if you've been watching this channel at all. It's basically just Collector, Opportunity, Mortal Reminder or LDR, and then IE, and then you actually round out your build with a situational crit item. Right now, there's a lot of shield bow ideas, but shield bow is getting nerfed next patch. I don't know when you guys are watching this. Personally, I'm looking for rapid fire or Runons. Rapid fire, you might be surprised, but one auto attack from Jinx in this build is actually half a carry's health, just so you know. Okay. Runons probably one-shots the entire enemy team. If they're stacked up, that's actually really insane. Runons is one of Jinx's best items. But if you really, really need survivability or something, you could finish out with a Maw or a BT or GA, anything of that nature. Just sit on 75% crit be sat. Okay, opportunity is very important for resets. You get like 300 move speed plus like your like Jinx passive gives like % move speed on top of that. It's like disturbing. So you can't really sell opportunity. It's also your one-shot late game potential on the enemy carry. Yeah, you literally just play like normal Jinx. You literally hit the closest guy with rockets, press zap on the closest guy, ulti, just pop off. Okay, this is unbelievably broken. Okay, you start making solo plays after 3 items. Okay, what I mean by solo plays is for Jinx, you're just following up on your team. Hit 3 items. Now you can look to maybe 1v1 enemy ADC, 1v1 mid, something like that. You can look to make like a zap play, flash their ability, and all in them. With IE, you're definitely psychopathing it up. Okay. Last but not least, Twitch. Easiest wins of my entire life. The reason being is you literally auto attack someone 3 times, they're dead. It's so disgusting. The only counter to this is having a shit lane phase. That's why we don't just first pick Twitch every single game. If we wanted to give it a power score, Twitch counter pick power of like 90 out of 100, like unbeatable probably. Twitch first pick power level of 20 out of 100. You cannot play the game probably. They're gonna pick stuff that can shut you down when you come out of stealth, and they're gonna make your lane miserable as hell. But if you pick this champ as a counter pick, you're gonna have a good time. Okay, and counter pick being you pick this against ADCs that are helpless against you when you come out of stealth. Stuff like Jinx, even Jhin could be a consideration. Although Jin's landing is pretty good, you can probably just one-shot him. And you take pretty much exhaust every game. So you can exhaust the closest guy and one-shot them. That's pretty much it. You build collector, you build opportunity. Seems weird, I know, but after seeing it in game, it's actually important. You might be asking, don't you need attack speed with Twitch in order to 6-stack expunge and proc PTA? Yeah, that's what we have. The Berserkers and Alacrity, very important. Berserkers and Alacrity in precision is enough attack speed to 6 auto attack, expunge, one-shot someone. And the clips I will be showing you guys are all attack speed from Berserkers and Alacrity. Okay, so yeah, you just do this build, and then after it's the exact same Jinx build, you just do Collector Opportunity, LDR, IE. Finish with Runons, almost always, I'm pretty sure with Twitch. Runons is super important on Twitch. It's like, Runons with red buff is like half an item right there. Runons itself is an item, right? So, AoE spread, one-shot everyone, disgusting. Okay? Play style is literally just, can you kill someone? If yes, press Q, run up, exhaust, W, ulti, kill them. And the only thing you need to think about is how they respond to you out of stealth. So if it's an Alistar, they're going to combo you. If it's an Akali, they're going to R1 Shroud. You know the drill, right? So you need to play around that with flash, or you come out of stealth and your intent isn't to kill them, but rather to bait a response. You know, Twitch specific stuff, but this build really dumbs it down because you just one shot the closest guy. Okay, let's move on to flash ideas. The flash ideas would explain a little bit for the laning phase, why it's so important to have a good flash play. But let's talk about the mid game and the late game. Okay, so if you think about it, flash is a 5-minute cooldown. You really only have about 4 to 5 flash plays available in every game, but every flash play has enormous potential. Let's say you have like 2 early game flashes and you bait the enemy jungle to come bot. So you're wasting enemy jungle's time, and your jungle got to kill top. So all of a sudden, our jungle and our top lane are winning. Your second flash is for the mid roam. All of a sudden, your mid is winning, and then you just win entirely top side just from surviving 2 roams. That's insane. Okay. I want you to think of your flash play used on like a macro level, and you can use flash to kill people in lane. That's totally fine. Get yourself ahead. That's also totally fine. Okay. And then in the mid game, you can look at flash as pretty much the same as laning phase, except you can add some skirmishes and team fighting to it. If you can win a team fight with flash and accelerate your scaling, imagine you're playing lethality Jinx, lethality Twitch, you're flashing for kills or flashing to outplay. That's already a ton of gold in your pocket to let you one-shot the closest guy the next time a fight breaks out. Okay, and from a macro perspective, if you are contesting mid-push, and the enemy jungle shows up, like the enemy Hecarim or something, and you use flash to outplay, your jungle is able to immediately make a play on the enemy, to counter gank your lane, or more likely, they will go and dive a side lane and kill one of the solos. That's also extremely valuable, especially if they have a shutdown. That's like a really common pattern. You'll be baiting enemy team mid, and you guys claim a shutdown side lane. You're doing good, okay? And last but not least, we get to the late game, the team fighting stage. Your flash can be used to basically win an entire team fight, okay? So clearly, if you flash outplay on Jinx and someone makes a mistake, you're literally gonna run them all down with resets. Disturbing, okay? Flash outplay with Twitch, you could come out of stealth behind the enemy team, ulti, auto tag twice, flash enemy like hook, and then just kill everybody, right? Like the flash outplay potential is enormous. So the way I want you to train your flashes is I don't want you to panic flash. What I want you to do is I want you guys to intend to use your flash. So what I mean by that is, let's say in lane, you're pushing and enemy jungle shows up, panic flash. Okay? And you're like, and then you die anyways. Okay, you lost the game. Straight up. Minus 20 LP, go to jail. You're trash, okay? What I want you to do is, I want you to say, I'm gonna push, I have flash, I'm willing to trade my flash to bait enemy jungle, to show up in my lane. Okay, that's what I want you to say when you're laning, when you're pushing. Okay, I don't want you to not plan flash and then flash anyways and grief it. Okay, mid game, same thing. I'm gonna contest mid wave. I'm willing to flash if I see enemy solo in my lane. Okay, and then do your best to outplay the fight, and then you flash when you have to. Done. No hesitation. Because you told yourself before anything happened, you're willing to use your flash. Okay? So what I want you guys to do is just prepare your flash. You don't have flash, you must play like you don't have flash. You can't be anything, you can't be anything, that's okay. But if you do have flash, I need you guys to practice preparing your flash to outplay. Okay, when it comes to like tactics and PvP stuff like flashing hook and let's say for example flashing like Viego stun or something, or flashing Viego flash stun, you should do that as well. But I think you guys naturally have a good feel for how that should look like. You guys have less of a feel for how the macro looks like when you're preparing flash to bait enemy team to come onto you. Okay, so yeah, those are my 2 tips to help you climb right now. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you think this video sucked or you're unwilling to play these champions, I'm sorry I couldn't help you. But this is actual Omega Temp Elo. So people, fans, my fans, hopefully you guys get Freelo. And if you did, say TY in the comment section. Okay. Anyways, thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time.